What is up, guys? It's your boy Ben Bomb 12 here, freshly out of the shower, ready for another week of predictions here in the NFL. We have week 13 here, one day early. Usually record this on a Wednesday, but because of Thanksgiving, I'm recording it on a Tuesday. Last week, on my predictions, I went 8-6, kind of meh, but overall, that leads me to a 67-45 record, which isn't too bad. But without further ado, let's get right into the predictions. Starting off here with our first game, we have the 5-6 Bears traveling to Detroit, Michigan to play the 3-7-1 Lions on Thanksgiving at 12:30 p.m. Looks like Jeff Driscoll might not even play as of right now. Like I said, this is Tuesday, 2 days before kickoff. But as of right now, it looks like Jeff Driscoll will not be playing. Matthew Stafford will not be playing. And they have to go to some dude who was playing at Purdue last year. And the Bears coming off of a close one to the Giants. Probably shouldn't have been a close one, especially with the Bears at home. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the game because it wasn't on for me. But I'm pretty sure it was at home for the Bears. So, give me the Bears in this one by a pretty decent margin. And they move on to 6-6. Moving on to our next Thursday game, we have the 4:30 game with the 8-3 Bills traveling to Dallas to play the 6-5 Cowboys. Cowboys not being able to beat a single team 500 or above this season, which is why I think the Bills will win this game. I was going to pick the Cowboys, but then I thought to myself, hey, Bills can actually beat like some decent teams. Cowboys cannot. Bills have a very good defense. Cowboys have a very good offense. So kind of you can just coin flip this one. But if you're looking at stats, I would take the Bills in this one. So give me the Bills. Should be a close game. Expect a decently scoring game. Give me the Bills though, 27-24. And here with our final Thursday night game at 8:20 p.m., we have the 9-2 New Orleans Saints traveling to Atlanta, Georgia to play the 3-8 Falcons. Falcons on a 2-game win streak, whooping division rivals and then getting crushed by the Buccaneers. But this is my upset of the week. I have the Falcons pulling off, sweeping the series against the Saints. Like people said 2 weeks ago, this is the Super Bowl here for the Falcons because they aren't making it to the playoffs. Pretty much mathematically eliminated from playoffs as of right now. So they're going to be playing hard. Saints probably are going to be playing hard as well, trying to get a better seed, fighting for that number 1 seed when they face the 49ers. I'm pretty sure next week. But I feel like the Falcons will fight harder at home. Give me the Falcons in a tightly contested game. Here with our first 1 p.m. game, we have the Titans at a record of 6-5 facing off against the Colts with the record of 6-5. A very hard game to predict. Colts are at home. I feel like the Titans have the momentum here. Colts, I mean, I know it was a couple weeks ago, but they lost to the Dolphins. I feel like the Titans, they actually have been rolling with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. So I think they'll keep on rolling, be able to beat their division rival in the Colts, and move on to contest with the Texans for this division. So give me the Titans in this one. And moving on to our possible game of the week here, not in the game of the week slot, we have the 10-1 49ers facing off against the 9-2 Ravens in Baltimore. A very crucial factor because the 49ers are so good at home. I know they had that slip up against the Seahawks, but we're a very good team. 49ers were injury ridden. But going on the road here, even though they are undefeated on the road, they haven't played any teams on the road. And now they face a red-hot Baltimore Ravens team. And the 49ers do have a really good defense. But I think the Ravens have a better offense than what their defense can handle. So, for that reason, I feel like the Ravens can edge out the 49ers. And I don't think that Jimmy Garoppolo is that good of a quarterback. So, I don't feel like he'll be able to keep up with Lamar Jackson's dominance. So, give me the Ravens in this one. I'll take a bold prediction. I'll have them winning by 7 points in this one. And we have our trash bowl for the week. We have the 4-7 Jets facing off against the 0-11 Bengals. Bengals are home. Doesn't really matter. Jets almost shut out the Oakland Raiders, winning the game 34-3. Jets are actually looking like a very dominant team. Bengals are not. So for that reason, I feel like the Jets will win. Actually be able to take care of business. I don't think the Jets will do enough to get a playoff spot, but they'll do enough to save Adam Gase's legacy in New York for at least another season. So give me the Jets in this one. Moving on to our next 1 o'clock game. After facing off just like, what, 2.5 weeks ago, we have the Browns and the Steelers again, hoping for a much cleaner game here. Mason Rudolph will not be starting for the Steelers. It will be Delvin Hodges instead for the Steelers. So this one's very hard to pick as of right now because we haven't seen much of him besides a little bit in the Bengals game where he threw a touchdown on his first play, but I mean, some might contribute that a little bit to luck. But I feel like the Steelers can pull it off because Browns are missing, obviously, more key parts because this is a game that Marquise Pouncey comes back in, which will be a big factor, and Myles Garrett's still out for the Browns. So I feel like the Steelers will be able to win it, especially at home. So give me the Steelers in this one. Moving on to our next game, we have the 5-6 Eagles facing off against the 2-9 Dolphins in Miami. Eagles have a lot to play for right here. Starting off their stretch of a bunch of under 500 teams have to play. So Eagles, yeah, are going to fight really hard. They're in the spot for being able to win the division. They're trying to keep up with the Cowboys. Must-win game for them here against the Dolphins. I feel like they'll be able to do it. Give me the Eagles in this one. Next off here, we have a very interesting game. The Redskins at 2-9 coming off of a win, playing up against the 5-6 Panthers on a slide. I'm pretty sure 3 games losing, is it? Somewhere in there. But nonetheless, I feel like the Panthers are finally going to be able to win a game, even if their playoff chances are pretty much shot by now. I feel like they'll be able to beat the Redskins here because the Lions, I'm just so shocked that the Lions lost to the Redskins, but I feel like the Panthers will get a dub here. So give me the Panthers in this one. Moving on to our next 1 o'clock game here, we have the Green Bay Football Packers facing off against the Giants. The Giants are 2-9, Packers are 8-3. Packers getting spanked by the 49ers in Santa Clara. I feel like when they go to California, they have troubles. They're going to New York. Yeah, tickets are probably going to be cheap. Giants don't have much to play for, so I feel like the Packers should be able to win this one. Bounce back game. Everyone has a mindset there in Green Bay that good teams never lose twice in a row. So far, they haven't done that. So that means every time they've lost, they've bounced back. So I feel like they'll be able to do the same, especially against a struggling Giants team, which has one of the worst defenses in the league compared to who the Packers played last week with one of the best defenses in the league. Their offense also looks bad too. I know they played the Bears last week, but they only put up 14 points. And with the Bears defense having to be out there so much and getting worn down, you think they would have scored a little bit more than 14 if they had a decent offense. So for that reason, give me the Packers winning by quite a bit, especially in a bounce-back game. They'll be playing with a lot of aggression, trying to keep up. Well, not keep up because technically they have the lead, but they're just trying to pull away from the Vikings, who have a hard matchup on Monday night. Moving on to our final 1 o'clock game, we have the 4-7 Buccaneers going to Jacksonville to play off against the 4-7 Jaguars. Jaguars are on the downslide. Buccaneers coming off a huge win. I know it doesn't have much playoff implications, but just for momentum purposes, a huge win against the surging Atlanta Falcons. So for that reason, I feel like the Bucs will get the win here. Jaguars have been sliding hardcore. Nick Foles got to play his first game, get shot down. So I feel like the Bucs will win this one. It's kind of a coin flip with all Bucs games. Depends on how Jameis does, but I'll think he'll do good enough to get a win. So give me the Bucs in this one. And here with our first 4:05 game, we have the 6-5 LA Rams traveling to Arizona to play the 3-7-1 Arizona Cardinals. Rams getting blown out on Monday night by the Ravens. Cardinals coming off of a bye week after playing the 49ers. Playing them hard, almost getting the win, looking like it throughout the whole game. Rams really need this win. Cardinals basically mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. I feel like the Rams defense could hold Kyler Murray. I know it's a bold statement after saying that after they get blown out by a mobile quarterback in Lamar Jackson, but they're two different mobile quarterbacks, you know, as you can tell by this season. So give me the Rams in this one. They need the win more. And here with our first 425 game, we have the 6-5 Raiders going to Kansas City to play the 7-4 Chiefs. Raiders got blown out 34-3 by the Jets. Chiefs coming off of a bye week after playing the Chargers and beating them in Mexico. I don't see how you can pick the Raiders after having them get blown out, especially with the Chiefs coming off of a bye. I know teams haven't done good at all coming off of a bye this season. Unless your name is the Atlanta Falcons, but I think that'll go. Same here. Chiefs will win though. Give me the win here close, just because they're both playing for a lot here. Because if the Raiders win, they tie the Chiefs and have the same record. And I think, I did not check this statistically, but I think they might have the edge and have a divisional spot in the playoffs based off a win here. So I feel like the Chiefs will still pull away, because obviously they need to win too to keep their lead. So give me the Chiefs in this one. And here with another AFC West division rivalry. That's weird how they have two of them at 425, but we have the 4-7 Chargers facing off against the 3-8 Broncos. I don't know why you'd want to watch this match over the other if you're a fan of a team in the AFC West. But I feel like the Broncos will be able to pull this one off. They're at home. Always difficult to play in the Mile High City. Chargers coming off of a bye as well. So, yeah, Phillip Rivers going downhill, crashing hard, throwing 4 picks. 7 picks in his last 2 games he's played. That's how many he's thrown against a very good Broncos defense. So I don't know how you can pick the Chargers in this one. But they still have a chance, I would say, because, you know, Phillip Rivers is still Phillip Rivers. He can probably pull out one more magical game, whether that's against the Broncos or later in the season. So give me the Broncos in this one, though. They get a pretty decent win, definitely a statement win. And here with our 8:20 p.m. game, we have the Patriots traveling to Houston to play the Texans. Texans getting 2 home primetime games in a row. What are the odds? But they beat the Colts at home on last Thursday night. The Patriots beating the Cowboys in America's Game of the Week. That broke records for viewership, so I'm guessing most of you guys watched that. So give me the Patriots in this one. After you can't pick against a 10-1 team who's playing against a team who barely won at home against the Colts. The Colts are still a decent team, but you can't pick against the Patriots in this one here. So give me Tom Brady and the Patriots. They get the win in prime time. Very needed for if they want the #1 seed. And moving on here to the Monday night game, we have the 8-3 Vikings traveling to Seattle to play the 9-2 Seahawks. As a Packers fan, you hate to see this game because one team has to win. I mean, it could end in a tie, which would actually be beneficial, but the odds of that happening, very low. I feel like just because the Seahawks are at home, they're gonna win it. If the Seahawks were on the road in Minnesota, I feel like the Vikings could easily win it. But I feel like this would benefit the Packers as well. I know I'm sounding biased right now, but I'm just saying it how I see it as well. Like, you can't tell me, like, Seahawks are going to be favored. I think they have it in the bag. So, yeah, give me them in there, too. That'll also benefit the Packers, so then they can have some breathing room after beating the Giants, also having 2 easy opponents after that in the Redskins and in the Bears, so they should be able to win 3 games. Vikings, in 2 weeks, have to go play in L.A. against the Chargers, which should be a game that I'm picking against them in, based off how they play in their next 2 games. But I don't have them going very well, except in next week, which they should win, because I'm pretty sure they play the Lions, I think. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know this was probably a longer video. I had more games to predict, but drop a like and subscribe if y'all enjoy this. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. But for this video, it's been your boy BenMom12, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys.